Hey, 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 it's Tia, baby, and I am back with another video. So, I can't wait to take this out so I can get put a fresh dew in. But anyway, okay, whatever. So, I see that I didn't really get the views that I wanted or hoped for the Lucille Ball video. I wanted to do something different. I should have did a video on Lucille Ball because I really love her as well, but I got caught up in the Selena fiascos and stuff. Not saying that it's an issue. It's no issue at all. I enjoy talking about Selena, but I did wanted to take a break from talking about Selena and try other things. But I see that it doesn't get the attention that it deserves because I am assuming everyone wants me to talk about Selena. And even in the comment section in the Lucille Ball video, someone still asked a request about Selena. So if there's new news or if it's something that stands out to me in reference to Selena, I will talk about it. So speaking of Selena, when I went on Instagram, and I went on Instagram for something totally different, and I went on Instagram to look for. Sorry, I got tongue tied. Look for another, like a comedian, because I watch his videos. His name is Country Wayne, and I did a reaction video on him. Check that out. But I wanted, because he posts videos like every day, it seems, on Instagram. So I was looking for his page, and then I saw something that reached out to me. It was a picture of Selena and Yolanda. It was like a collage picture, a side-by-side picture of them. So it would look like somebody created that picture. And then I just read it had a lot of detailed things under that picture. So the first one that, I want to just read it, and then I'm going to give my opinion about it. So I guess this person is by the name of Selena_notes. Sorry to put you out there if you didn't want to be put out there, but I mean, I'm assuming this person did, because they basically, they write like certain things that was spoken about in certain chapters in the I'm assuming the Christina Castrillon book. I guess the name of her book is called Selena, Her Life After Her Death. I never read that book, nor have I heard about that book. The only two books I heard was the Secret Selena and the Selena with Love. So this is something different. So I'm going to read what this person wrote under the picture. So it says, I began to read the interview very carefully. So I'm assuming the author interviewed Yolanda and basically explain what happened in the book. So this is what it said. I began to read the interview very carefully, which featured Selena, whose life in Monterey began as a result of her meeting with that doctor in September 1994. That is only 6 months before her death. In the publication, it was suggested that the famous secret Yolanda Saldivar spoke of was a romantic relationship between Selena and Dr. Martinez. Now, I already gave my thoughts and opinions about that rumor in a video about a year ago. I believe it's about a year ago. Check that out, because I was responding to a video that this other YouTuber by the name of The Truth Show, who spoke about the allegations and the way she made that video as if it was true. And I was like very appalled by it, and you would, if you watch the video, you will know how much that video made me upset that she made. So check my video out and then check her video out. She got more views than I did, which is fine. Whatever, she's bigger than me, and that's fine. But I don't appreciate her coming out with stuff like that when you don't even know the truth. You say, and then people get on me talking about, they say I'm a Selena fan, but I talk stuff about Selena. I support Selena, and I defend Selena in my videos. And I talk about things that most people would not talk about, but I don't side with them. I give my commentary about it, and I give my backup facts and my opinions about it, and so on and so on. Now, that person said she was a fan, but the way she made that video was like she believed that Selena did it. So let me go on with this. So she said, between Selena and Dr. Martinez, who, by the way, was about 20 years older than her. The interview was conducted in Puerto Vallarta, and he fully agreed to grant it because, according to the doctor, he wanted to present the real Selena to the world. And what was that? Not the image promoted by the Quintanilla family. But what was his true interest? It was necessary to do it. According to the doctor's statements, the reality is that in Selena's life, there was a lot of sadness. Her family and her husband were not giving her the support or of a child who tried to get out. Because from childhood, everything was work and more work. According to the interview, soon the relationship with Martinez grew. He had fallen under the spell of Selena, the naive one, not Selena the star. According to Martinez, she was so innocent. She was full of happiness that had not been allowed to go out. And that's from the book, Selena, Her Life After Her Death. Now, let me say this. So, the doctor said that, first let me pinpoint on the first part that he said, that he wanted the world to see the real Selena, not the image. Now, granted, there is a different part of Selena. There is the star Selena and there is the Selena at home. Now, I don't know what type of cloud nine this doctor is on. But I will say, I do agree that, you know, throughout her childhood, it was work, work, work. Yes, it was work, work, work. She really didn't have a chance to like really venture out and be free because her father was always under her, over her head, talking, booking this, booking that, doing this, doing that. We got to keep working. We got to keep working all the way up until her death. So I do agree with him on that point. But what I won't agree, and I do agree that, yes, Selena was created, the image, stardom image was created by the Quintanilla family. Yes, I will say he was right about that. Primarily by the dictator. However, I will not agree with the fact that he said that, allegedly, that her husband was not supportive of her. So I don't know what, like I said, I don't know what cloud he has, you know, fell off of, or what building he fell off of, or who dropped him on his head as a child. But her husband was her number one supporter. That man was the only one, other than her mother, was the only one that backed her up when no one had her back. For example, when it was just a dream that she wanted to open up her boutique, it wasn't even set in stone yet. She confided into Chris about it. Chris was, first, yes, he was like, are you sure? Because you already working hard, you know, in the music world. Are you sure you can handle this? I'm just worried about your state of mind, your health and all of that. She was like, yes. She was adamant. Okay, he was on board with it. He didn't second guess her. He just said, cool. This man not only supported her, but he helped her build a boutique in San Antonio. He helped with all of that. He helped it. Literally. He was there. Her mother was also supportive of her dream of opening up boutiques. So the only person that was reluctant on it was the dictator. And he was like, you're going to work too hard. You're already working too hard as it is as a musician. Then you on top of that, you trying to open up a store. That's too much. And he was the one trying to persuade Chris to tell her to forbid it. He was like, you need to put your foot down. You're her husband. You need to put your foot down and tell her no. But Chris was like, no, I'm not doing that. This is her life. This is her decision. I'm going to support her. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I don't know what the heck what type of was on, because Chris never denied her at all. He was supportive of her also. Another example, when he was always there with everything she did, all the decision making. He was there 100%. He was backing her up 100%. He even motivated her and backed her up when she was worried about crossing over to mainstream. She was scared to leave her family behind, but he had her back. He had her back. He was like, we're going to still be there. Don't worry. You got this. You're going to do well. All of that. So how is that not support? He is a liar, and he is just like Yolanda and the dictator. I'm sorry. Yes, because there is no way Chris was not supportive. He is the most supportive person I've ever seen in death and in life, from Selena. He supports her to this day. So if that ain't support, I don't know what is. Again, so enough with that. That was a total fail that he said. Okay. So then he said that it soon became a relationship in his mind. Not because he didn't say Selena and himself had a relationship. He said the relationship with Martinez grew. He had fallen under the spell of Selena. Not once did he say Selena fell for him. No, it was the other way around. He fell for her. It's not our fault that you can't distinguish between being friendly and being flirtatious. She is just like that with everyone. She's very outgoing. She's very touchy-feely, but not in a romantic way. She's just like that with everyone. But remember, he's 20 years older than her. He's an older Mexican man. So he probably think, oh, she's flirtatious. Oh, that means she likes me. It's not like that. It was very much friendly in her mind, innocent. You see it right there. He took advantage of that. He even said she's very naive, that she was childlike. Okay, children are like that. They're very touchy-feely. They are very playful, but they don't mean it in a romantic way. They're very innocent-minded. But he took advantage of that because he's a much older man, and he is, I guess, lonely and horny or whatever the case may be. So he just took advantage of that. Basically, that's what he said. He took advantage of her. He said the naive one. That's basically like you took advantage of an innocent soul to step to your advantage, and you took advantage of that and made it something out of nothing. She did not look at him in that way. She did not view him as a lover. She viewed him as a confidant, as someone to help her build her business over there in Mexico. And then she also allegedly, I guess he did some work on her, not like butt implants or nothing, but I think she had got some lipo taken, like some fat taken out somewhere in her thighs or something. But that was it, something minor. And you took advantage of her kindness and made it something out of nothing. So he took advantage of her most old nasty men do. And that's exactly what this is describing. An old nasty man taking advantage of a young naive woman. There was no relationship between the two. There was a relationship between him and her in his mind, but there was no relationship between him and her in her mind. She wasn't thinking that way. Period. Okay, so on to the next. So this is something that depicted from chapter 16 in the book, and this is, I guess, interview that happened with Yolanda. So let me read it, and then I'm gonna give my opinion about this. A long time passed, and finally Yolanda told her version of what happened on March 31st. And this is what allegedly Yolanda has said. First place, I did not draw the gun. Selena took it out. Exactly for what? I guess that's what the interviewer said to Yolanda. If the one who supposedly wanted to commit was you. Exactly. We had a briefcase and she turned it over on the bed, and that's when the gun came out. I grabbed the gun and put it in my temple, and I told her to go, my goodness. I don't know what that means. Said, and Maria didn't want to go. Who the hell is Maria? So this is, I don't know what the hell this is. What's she talking about? Who is Maria? Was it a third person there? Because from what I understand, it was just Selena and Yolanda at the hotel. So who is Maria? Or maybe maybe this was a typo and she meant to say Selena didn't want to go. I don't know. Selena didn't. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It was a typo because she rewrote it. Selena didn't want to go. I grabbed the papers and put them under her shoulder. Again, I asked her to leave, and she knelt down and crying. She asked me not to leave. The gun was on the bed, and when did you get it? She said, Yolanda allegedly said, when I grabbed her, I already told you that I put the gun in my temple. And then she told me to close the door. When she turned around, I told her, don't close the door. Don't close the door. And then I guess the gun went off. So let me give my take on this. It doesn't make sense. Why would Selena kneel down and plead not to leave? Or maybe she said she knelt down and plead not to leave. I'm assuming that's what she meant to say. That she, because she wrote this and the words are all jumbled up and it's not making sense. So I'm guessing she's saying that Yolanda grabbed the papers and put them under her shoulder and again knelt down and begged Selena not to leave. But from other sources that I've read and heard, that neighbors, like the people that was staying in the hotel next to them, was saying that they heard a lot of shouting and like a argument match between two women about business. There was nothing like said about crying. There was nothing mentioned about begging or anything. It was like an argument, like a full-on argument between two women talking about business. That's what the person that was staying next to them heard. They was yelling, no crying. There was yelling going on. So I don't know what Yolanda is talking about, but it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. And if you don't want, and if you're allegedly begging Selena not to leave, why did you say don't close the door? I guess she was gonna close the door behind her once she left, and she did. I don't know, but like I said, Selena wouldn't grab the gun. She would not grab the gun. Please. That don't even sound like something she would do. I don't think she was even, I think she was against violence. She was against guns. She was a part of the DARE movement. That's against nonviolence and that's against violence and against. Why would she hold a gun? Why would she take a gun? That doesn't make sense. So that part was some bullshit. That's probably something, like I said, her and the doctor, Yolanda and the doctor should have been, I feel like they had something going on because they both delusional. They both kind of out there with this whole Selena thing. I feel like they both had a intimate relationship, or she wanted to have an intimate relationship with him, but because he liked Yolanda and not, I mean, he liked Selena and not her, maybe that's why she was stirring up these rumors or whatever, because she mad because ain't nobody want her. I don't know, but that didn't sound right at all. It didn't make no sense, none. On to the next. So going back to chapter 17, I know this is all over the place, but hey, this is what is called false rumors. I guess it's the name. That's the name of the chapter of the book, Selena, Her Life After Death. So this is what it says. According to the magazine, whatever magazine the doctor did an interview in, if you know what the name of the magazine, comment below. The doctor had became Selena's medical advisor. The doctor met all the requirements to be a friend of Selena. When Selena arrived at the hotel in Monterey, they were already waiting for her with arrangements of flowers. So I'm assuming he, you know, as a welcome, he bought her flowers or whatever and fruits. It is easy to see, you know, I guess, in, you know, hospitality. It is easy to see why the singer was attracted to the surgeon. Let me stop right here. Selena gets flowers all the time from her fans. When she's on stage, they give her flowers on stage all the time. That has nothing to do with attraction. Because if that's the case, then she was attracted to all her fans romantically, because she gets flowers often. That's something that's often happens to her. So it's like numbness. It's like, it's not like she's not grateful about it. It's just that that's just something she's used to getting. So how in the hell does that tell you that Selena was attracted to your delusional ass? She gets flowers very often from people all around the world. Dream on. Let me go back. Let me start again. Martinez moved in the world that Selena idolized. In parentheses, the world of art and fashion, the Chanel bags, and the wealthy women who carried them. A world far removed from the rich materialism of the Chicana family. More than anything, he represented the Mexican Republic in its finest expression. Selena was not happy with her husband, said Martinez. That's what you want to think because you have a thing for her. Of course, you're jealous of her husband. So you're going to implant these little delusions in your head saying that, oh, her husband wasn't there for her. Her husband didn't appreciate her. No, that's just your delusional dumbass mind because you were in love with her and she was not in love with you. He says allegedly her husband became very little in her eyes because he was not able to make a decision. A decision about what? Because from my understanding in the book, he quoted, he knew exactly what he wanted to do in life. He told her, he confided in her. He said he was bored being her guitarist. Not saying that he wasn't happy supporting her in her endeavors, but he wanted to do more than just be a lead guitarist in her band. He wanted to start his own band. He wanted to explore into the rock world. He told her that. He made up his mind of what he wanted to do. She shot him down and said no. She said that she said absolutely not. And she gave her reasons because she felt like if he goes out in the world and becomes this big time rock star, that she will barely see him and that he will basically fuck around with other women because that's what musicians do. She's seen it herself growing up as a musician. She's seen how unfaithful a lot of musicians are on the road, and she said, I will not have my husband living that life. And he said, he thought about it and he was like, yeah, you're right. And so he left it alone. He never talked about it again. But he did know, sorry about that. But he did know that he knew what he wanted to do. So I don't know what type of crap this doctor is talking about, but he knew exactly what he wanted to do in his future. But he put his future on hold for her. And that's, like I said, that's another example of support. That is another example of support. So delusion at its best. And he said, finally, the doctor expressed about what could have happened in the room on March 31st. But I don't know. All right. So going back to the interview from Yolanda, this is the continuation. So I guess the interviewer said, and what did you do? And Yolanda responded and said, I was in shock. Did you know that she was hurt? So this is after she realized the gun went off. No. I just saw that she went outside. Yolanda, you said something happened that morning. What was it? She said, we had a discussion about that secret. She wanted to do something and wanted me to help her, and I saw it very dangerous for me. Why? Because I saw that it was very dangerous. It was not right, and I saw my life in danger. What danger? Yolanda, what more danger than putting a gun to your head? But they had already threatened me physically and other things that have happened to me that I cannot reveal at this time. And besides, Selena did not want me to leave her. But if you committed, you were going to leave her anyway. But I took her secret with me. Yolanda, why did you tell Selena to go alone? She was like, no, I didn't tell her that. And in fact, I told her not to have the hotel. I begged her not to go. Selena got there of her own free will. She came to reveal the secret? No. Or more of the secret? No. Something he was up to? And then she said, we already knew the secret. They knew, and was it something they were plotting? And at the time, Yolanda did not say anything about it. Now, according to the book, because I'm going back to the book, it was said that once Selena and Chris came back to the house to do the configurations of the taxes, documents, whatever. And that's when she realized that she did not have all of them, that Yolanda did not give her all of the paperwork. Chris was like, well, we're not going back there tonight. So in the book, I believe she called Yolanda and told Yolanda what happened, that you did not give me all the documents. Yolanda was the one that said, well, can you meet me tomorrow? Because Yolanda was already at the hotel. She was at the hotel the night before. So how is it that you said don't go? How is it that you tell her not to come to the hotel when you were already at the hotel the night before she passed? So that doesn't make any sense at all. And then you purposely did not give her all of the documents so she can come back. So this crap that she's talking about, I begged her not to go to the hotel, but you were already at the hotel. You were staying overnight there. She went with Chris the first night. You were there. They both saw the gun, but didn't think that she was using that gun to do anything to harm her. She told them it was for protection. Okay. So how is it that but then when she called you and told you that you did not give her all of the documents, you then tell her to come back by yourself. You told her to come alone. And she did what you told her to do. She went to the hotel. She lied and said, and she needs to be checked out. Selena took her to the hospital, and they examined her and they found nothing. So how is it that you told her that not to go to the hotel and that she came on her free will? You told her to come because you told her you will give her the rest of the documents. So you're a liar. You're lying. Now, I don't know who these they is. I don't know, because I heard allegedly that Selena, when she got shot, she was saying they shot me or whatever. I don't know how true that is, but I don't know who these they are. But I'm starting to believe, like I said, the dictator is involved. I feel like he knew all along, in my opinion, that Yolanda was shady, that Yolanda is crazy, that Yolanda was up to no good, that Yolanda had a motive. He knew something because, like I said, he was very light on his feet. He was very passive about the whole situation when numerous of people came to him and said, Yolanda is this, Yolanda is that, Yolanda's doing this to people, Yolanda's doing that, and Yolanda did this. Until he found out that she was stealing money, something that he loved and cherished, then that's when he, put his foot down and said, don't come back to our establishment and leave our family alone, But why do that? Why didn't you call the police? Like I said in another video, you should have called the police and had her ass locked up because she committed a crime, because embezzlement is a crime, period. But he didn't do that. So that's why I feel like the dictator had some involvement, because you basically slapped her on the wrist. Now after reading this and then saying that she's saying that in this secret, which I don't think is a secret between Selena and the doctor, because she said that it's not that it's something else. But I do think the doctor has something. I think the doctor is involved with something. But I will say when I read what I want to read. So then going back, it says later he reads the letter. So I guess, the letter of the supposed message that Selena sent her. I guess sent Yolanda. Yeah, sent Yolanda. So this is what the alleged letter that Selena sent to her. Tell my story. Tell your story. And remember that I thank you 1,000 for all your love. I know the person who took us to that room. I know that what he did to you. I know what he did to me. My husband knows the truth. And the interviewer said, Chris. And then she said, exactly. But he's afraid to speak. So when I read that, I was like, Why was she at a hotel in the beginning? Because, well, I don't know. Does she live in Corpus or does she still live? I don't know if she lived in Corpus or she was still living in San Antonio. I don't know. I think she was still living in San Antonio. But she came out to Corpus because, of course, Selena and Chris and them were, and the Quintanillas, they live in Corpus Christi. So I don't know, but I'm just like, why did she get a hotel? But anyway, when she said that allegedly Selena said, I know the person who took us to that room. I know what he did to you. I know what he did to me. That sounds like to me. I mean, I'm just saying. But then it's kind of like, okay, if Yolanda was, then why wasn't no evidence that she was? So what did he do to Selena? What did this person do to Selena? And then she's saying that my husband knows. So that means that she told her husband what happened in the room, I guess, I don't know. This is confusing. I'm confused. I don't know what to believe. Like, I don't know. Like, was she attacked in Mexico? Like, or was she assaulted? Not Yolanda, but Selena. And the only person who knows about this is Chris, and she can't tell because they onto her. Maybe it does make sense. Maybe she really did say they shot me. I don't know. It's so many theories. It's like, because in the 911 call. If you, it's on YouTube. Y'all can go and find it yourselves. You can hear Selena saying Yolanda was her assailant. So that kind of maneuvers the rumor about her saying they shot me. So, and then like I said, it also excused the rumors that it was more than one person, more than two people in the hotel, because people that were staying in the hotel said they only heard two females arguing about business. So I don't know what this alleged letter that she said that allegedly Selena wrote to her, it just doesn't make sense. But let me go on. You are not going to give a new trial, but if you are going to win an appeal, do not be afraid, Yolanda. That's what she said, allegedly Selena said. Does Selena know about a trial when Selena is, that's just something, like I said, Yolanda is, this is probably something she dreamt about. Let me read on this foolishness. So when are you going to reveal it on appeal, if there is an appeal? Exactly. You say it was an accident. The court says it was a murder. Do you feel that you killed her? No, I have a clear conscience. I'm going to ask you, and I want you to look her in the eye. And did you look me in the eye? Did you kill Selena with intention? She says never. I know that you are very religious and that your family is very Catholic. Exactly. I know that my God and Selena answered with me. It was an accident. There was no accident. That was no accident. There was no accident. You were mad because your lies was catching up with you. Your career with as a manager was coming to an end. Your relationship, your friendship with Selena was coming to an end. Everything was coming to an end. And you got mad. And you knew that all this time you had the wool over Selena's eyes, and she finally saw the true you. You got mad and you reacted. Period. Let's read on. Okay. Later, she reads the letter of supposed message that Selena sent her. This letter. I don't know. Wait. Oh, no, never mind. I did. That's the same thing I read. So, it goes on to say, Yolanda, good night. During all this time, you have been silent, and today you have decided to speak. Why? I guess this is still the interview that, that she had with the person. Because I believe that people have taken an opinion, and I also believe that people already want to know my story. One of the things is that I had a very deep dream when my daughter Selena gave me the right not to be silent anymore. She told me, stop being silent. Tell the truth. Don't be so faithful with me because you are suffering. Faithful in what way? The interviewer said. Faithful that I was not going to reveal the secret to anyone. I was going to condemn myself to what they gave me. But Selena has let me know that she is very upset by what they have done to me. And I'm going to read you something that came to my hands. And I guess that's when she said what she said about the letter, about the taking to the room. And I know what she did. I know what he did to you. I know he did to me. And Chris knows and all that. Blase, blase, blase. So I guess that's all so far that I've got. So my opinion about all that, complete nonsense, complete delusion, all of that. Like I did at first, she kind of like fooled me. I'm like, well, maybe something else did go down. But then I'm like, no, that sounds like a fucking dream she had in her fucking head. Because how is Selena telling you about some trial when she's dead? The reason why the trial is going on because you killed her. So that's when I figured out this ain't real. Like that ain't real. That ain't no real conversation you had with her. That was a dream. That's what you wanted to happen, but no. No. Why would she want you to not feel bad about what you did when she was upset at you at the time, the day that she died? She was upset at you. She wanted to confront you. She wanted to get the last bit of things she wanted from you and be done with you. So I don't get it. I don't get it. Long story short, you lured her to the hotel the next day because you purposely did not give her the documents that she asked for. Because why? Because she thought that Chris wasn't going to be there. She thought that she was going to be alone. But once she saw that Chris came, it startled her. So she purposely, in her mind, she didn't tell him that, of course, but she purposely did not give her all of the documents because she wanted her alone. That's why she bought the gun. Now, she told, when Selena realized what she did, what Yolanda did, she contacted Yolanda. Yolanda told her to come tomorrow by herself, and she will give her the rest of the documents. I wish Selena didn't do that. I wish she would have had a police escort to go retrieve the documents with her and, all of that. But it didn't happen that way. Unfortunately, whatever. Can't really take that back. Now, like I said, the doctor's delusional. I said what I said about him. He's delusional. He was dropped on the head. He was on some type of something. But him, because he basically admitted it, that she didn't have a relationship with him. It was all him. He was in love with her. He never said anything about Selena being in love with him. He was in love with her. He took advantage of her naiveness, like he said, her childlike charm, and made it something out of nothing. She's like that with everyone. She's very innocent. She's, in terms of her personality, she don't look at it as romance. She look at it as just being friendly. But he took advantage of that and thought it was something else, and it wasn't. So, long story short, everybody put that rumor about the doctor and Selena to rest. It did not happen. He's delusional. I just told you, case closed, period. He just told you, period. Done, finito. On to the next. I just saw that on Instagram, and I just wanted to give my commentary on that. I'm not going to read that book. I just saw it, and I was just like, it was interesting to read, and I was giving my opinion about it. So, like, comment, subscribe. Please support my Lucille Ball video, and I need some more views on that. Drop that like button on all of my videos, and leave a comment. And also, I am currently reading the book, the Mariah Carey book that just came out months ago. I'm reading that, so I will be, it's good. I'm on the 4th chapter. So I will be, once I finish reading that book, I will be giving my commentary on Mariah Carey, who is also one of Selena's idols. So I will be talking about, giving some commentary about her life, because there are some things that a lot of people did not know that Mariah has endured in her life, and it's very interesting. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. And I'll be back with another video.